The New Orleans Pelicans 2019-2020 season has been full of ups and downs. They had a very favorable schedule to finish off the year before COVID hit, which gave the team solid odds at making the postseason. But because of the pandemic and with Zion Williamson missing most of the season and being load managed when he was available, making the postseason was unfortunately not meant to be. Either way though, this team has shown a ton of promise and displayed a lot of positives to build on and gives fans hope for the future. In this video, we will break down the promising pieces this team currently has on its roster, and we will go over a realistic trade target the Pelicans have actually been linked to, and why they are better positioned than most teams to pull off a trade for a disgruntled young all-star. Also, we will discuss the Pelicans' outlook for the next 2 seasons and what we can all realistically expect from them in the future. But before we get into it, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit that like button. Also, check out the link in the description section to a playlist of my breakdowns of other teams I find interesting going forward. This Pelicans team is in a great position going forward. Part of what makes their future so exciting is that they are rich in young talent. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball are their most interesting young pieces, just to name a few. This squad is littered with promising young prospects, and they are the core of what drives this team. The starting 5 in the 2020 season had an average age of 24, and they are all already productive. Zion Williamson, in his limited 27.8 minutes per game, has averaged 22.5 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game on an incredibly efficient 58% from the field. Just imagine what this kid can do for this team when healthy over the course of an entire season, unleashed, playing 33 to 34 minutes per game. His health, though, will be key because this team plays a lot better with him on the court than without him. Lonzo Ball has also been great for this team and has been the perfect player to team up with Zion. He has averaged a solid 11.8 points, 7 assists, and 6.1 rebounds, and has drastically improved his three-point shooting from 32% to a respectable 37.5% on more attempts per game. The 6'6" guard is also a plus defender who can guard multiple positions. He is developing into a very good all-around player and defender, but he does still have more room for improvement if he wants to be in that all-star conversation at some point in his career. Now look, he will likely never become a volume scorer. That's just not his game, but he does need to improve his efficiency, especially when he has a size advantage over other guards, and he also needs to reduce his turnovers. It will be very interesting to see how he develops. But at just 22 years of age, he is already a very productive player and has a ton of room to improve. If he continues his steady improvement, it will be important for the Pelicans to keep him next summer when he becomes a free agent at a reasonable contract. Now let's talk about Brandon Ingram. This kid has exploded this season and has shown everyone why he was the number 2 pick in the 2016 draft. First of all, he's been very durable this year, playing most of his games, which has been a great relief considering he had some scary blood clotting issues last offseason. Ingram has also been super productive this season, averaging 23.8 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 4.2 assists, on a fairly efficient 46% from the field and 39% from 3, and earned his very first All-Star selection in a very crowded Western Conference. Ingram has also improved a lot as a shooter, particularly from the free throw line, going from 67.5% last year to 85% this year, which is obviously a crazy improvement. Brandon Ingram will be a restricted free agent this offseason, and it will be crucial that the Pelicans keep him at any cost. And I think that is exactly what they will do. This is a talent-driven league, and if Pelicans executive David Griffin wants to build a team with multiple all-stars, or even a big 3 that can compete for years to come, he can look no further than his own roster. They already got 2 of them in Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, who are both on similar timelines and aren't even close to hitting their primes yet. The Pelicans also have a lot of other young and promising players on a similar timeline as Zion and Brandon Ingram, in Josh Hart, who has established himself as a solid contributor, Jackson Hayes, who at 20 years old has crazy athleticism and potential, as well as Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Frank Jackson, who have also shown promise. In addition to all the young guys they already got on their team, they also have a ton of draft picks at their disposal. They have all their own picks through 2026, as well as a treasure chest of picks they received from the Lakers in the Anthony Davis trade. That includes a 2021 pick protected 8 through 30, which becomes unprotected in 2022, unprotected swaps in 2023 and 2025, as well as an unprotected pick in 2024, which they can use to select more promising young players or to trade for a disgruntled young all-star. That 2024 unprotected pick and the 2025 pick swap will be particularly valuable, considering LeBron James will be roughly 40 years of age or retired by then, with Anthony Davis approaching the end of his prime at 32 years of age. That, combined with the randomness of the league and with injuries, it's possible that those two picks could be high lottery picks that will give the Pelicans even more options to solidify long-term success. Also, I do think that either at the NBA draft or by next year's draft deadline, the Pelicans need to keep their options open to trade for a disgruntled young all-star. In particular, Bradley Beal, who at 27 years old is in the beginning of his prime and is young enough to grow and elevate the Pelicans' young core. If the Wizards struggle next season, or if Beal wants out, David Griffin will have more than enough to present a compelling offer. Shams Charania of The Athletic reported that the Pelicans have actually inquired about trading for Bradley Beal as well. The Wizards will likely demand Brandon Ingram in any trade, but I believe they would listen to a trade package surrounding Jrue Holiday, who, though 3 years older than Beal, is still an all-star in this league and a very productive two-way player. In addition to Holiday, they can also include Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who is a nice young piece, and their own 2021 and 2023 unprotected picks, the Lakers' 2021 protected pick, which becomes unprotected in 2022, and a couple second-round picks for good measure. If that isn't enough, or if they are being outbid by another team, the Pelicans can add the 2024 unprotected Lakers pick. Now that may sound like a steep price to pay for some, but the Pelicans understand what the going rate for a young superstar in this league is. Now obviously Bradley Beal won't command the same package as Anthony Davis, but it will still take a compelling offer to pry him away from Washington and to outbid other suitors. This trade will be well worth it, as the Pelicans will have a young big three in Bradley Beal, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson, with a ton of great pieces to surround them with. This will not be a team to be trifled with and will likely contend for championships if healthy. Also, what's great about the scenario is that the Pelicans will still have the Lakers pick swap in 2025, which will give them even more ammunition down the road, considering there is a strong likelihood it will be a lottery pick. I truly believe this is an NBA powerhouse in the making that is in a position to not only contend in the not too distant future, but also have prolonged success for years to come. What do you guys think? Can you see the Pelicans becoming a contender in the next few years? Would you also aggressively target Bradley Beal? Let me know in the comments section. And again, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit the like button, and check out the playlist in the description section on my breakdowns of other teams' 2-year outlooks I find interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next one, guys, I'm out.